Turned 66. With that comes a lot of understanding about who you are as yourself. So I'm going to do a couple poems and hope you like them. I can't believe you're 66. Those words of complimentary insult taste like rancid cereal on my tongue, spoon-fed until I acquiesce into something that meets with your approval. I wake each morning with pins and needles at war with my joints. My feet refuse to comply. Bumps and bruises appear as if they were a map to my body's own decay. And I think I hear my mother laughing. I told you so. What does 66 look like anyway? I stare in the mirror, fine lines and saggy neck contort my face into something I no longer want to recognize. My medicine cabinet has become the shrine to all things anti-aging, snake oil remedies available to smooth broken capillaries and wrinkled hands to a 20-something unblemished patina, obsolete before the Amazon order hits the door. And I think I look like my mother. I used to laugh at those old women who shuffled along while grimacing with each step. Now I am the one who stumbles unsure-footed with constant precision. I want to carve out the fragmented nerves, scrape clean the painful residue from the bottom of my feet, mix the remains with an ounce of Jack and lidocaine cream to numb the pain of fallen arches. All I want to do is wear my 2-inch heels without orthopedic pads for support. I am 66 years old with the body rooted closer to the dirt between the cracks of, don't forget your hearing aids to let me get you a wheelchair. How can I revel in my golden years when the trail to redemption is marred by doctor's visits and swollen feet, 1 step forward, 2 steps back? Can you see me beyond a body that bleeds the scent of liniment and hair dye? Whoever said silver was the new black was lying, and my mother can't stop laughing. What if I could birth the new version of myself, hold my nose and swallow the right to love my body just as I become? Let me exhale this stale breath of old age, stitch a drop of youth to the lining of a corset, pull the strings taut so my breasts may stand in formation once more. I will never be that steel-haired, denture-wearing, card-carrying member of AARP kind of old. You know, the scent of decaying flesh and baby powder intermingled with the smell of brisket and fresh-baked cookies kind of old. I am 66 years old. Will God grant me a reprieve if I pray hard enough? Will he stop the clock before bones disintegrate into dust? Will he let me gather up all the unfinished seconds of unfinished business and add them to my finish line? Have I earned enough credit for my soul to merit a place by his side? Hey, God, are you listening? Will you strip away any remnants of a well-lived life, leaving nothing but an afterthought of someone who may have mattered once? My mother won't stop laughing. I told you so. That Diane wanted me to do. I'm 5 years clean from my endometrial cancer. So, yay to me. This poem actually came out of that. So, I am angry with God. He has become this absentee landlord, babies in cages with bare concrete nursemaids, pink slips and evictions that rain down like a judge's gavel through debt that spirals like a maxed out credit cards. We prostrate our bodies in his name till we bleed. Sunday morning prayer submitted in triplicate, fading ready, stamped with inflexible judgment. Due date has expired, application denied, must resubmit. Does God even pay attention? Is heaven closed for renovation? I am angry with God. He promised redemption for those who believe. I asked him for directions, and he gave me a primer in a language I don't understand. A map of nothing more than churches and cash machines and discount gun stores where 2-bit preachers peddle salvation for monthly installment satisfaction guaranteed for the chosen, and a simple payment plan in front row seats as the children kill all in the name of God. You swallow our faith, devour it whole, spit it back into memes of genocide sprayed on the parking lot wall. We are a long way home from the promised land with sour milk and bee stings in the honey. Does God no longer care? Does he want to start over? Maybe with the dolphins next time. I am angry with God. Disease has become this season's must-have accessory, and my style is discount pure thrift store, not retro chic. A simple body unpicking its own seams until nothing is left but blood-stained patterns, scissors, and needles. My body has become this holy design of bruises and scars and abnormal labs documented in large font. A rag doll carved into pieces with a surgeon's precision, then tacked back together with God's so-called love. And I am not some toy to be played with till God gets bored. My body has an expiration date, and I need to know if there are lifetimes left to be saved. Is God loving enough to offer his hand-me-down to a coat to keep all my pieces intact, or is it guarantee null and void? And yet, all I want to do is believe in the very nature of God without question. The equation seems simple. Faith plus love equals God. But how do you calculate suffering? It's to be human, to dress ourselves in pain. Do I count the scars and nail them to the cross? This faith tastes like sandpaper on my tongue, and I am weary of this struggle. Let me be the light to my own salvation. Hug my patchwork body close and call myself strength. See my pure reflection beyond cruelty and despair, and the voice at the end of the line will be my very own. For heaven is no place for any God who turns away from his children. When you're feeling down, there's always chocolate.
Yeah.
I went looking for Mr. Goodbar. Mars told me he could make me sing just like a symphony. I told him he was chock full of nuts. Mrs. Fields gave me Ben and Jerry, offered me kisses, thought they could score, make my heart mint melt away. But their game was slower than turtles. Rollo offered up his chunky bar, but he is no more than a junior mint without all those luscious calories. Kit Kat and Peppermint Patty offered to switch hit, but Heath could offer me his hard, dark nugget. But at last, I found them. 3 musketeers, they wrapped themselves around me with their buttery fingers. Their mouths melted in my hand, not in my mouth. They took me to the Milky Way and back, and you snickered at my almond joy. All you could say, the seventh heaven will always give me Baby Ruth.